India's Prime Minister is heading to Israel to bolster ties in defence and investment, but he will also need to balance India's interests in the Middle East, given reports of possible US military strikes on Iran. Ishan Garg files this report for CNA from New Delhi.
9 years after his first historic trip to Israel, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to return for a 2-day visit starting February 25th. The agenda this time could focus on security, defense co-production and innovation, with both sides keen to show that this is now a long-term strategic partnership, not a one-off diplomatic gesture. Over the last decade, Israel has quietly become one of India's most important defense partners, and reports say joint development of anti-ballistic missile defense, laser weapons and long-range standoff missiles and drones could be on the cards during this visit. But the timing of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's landing in Israel this week is also significant. It comes amid reports that President Donald Trump is actively considering a limited strike on Iran in the coming days, with the possibility of a bigger attack. With Israel potentially playing a key role in the region's geopolitics, analysts say talks on diffusing tensions in the Middle East could feature prominently in Modi-Netanyahu talks.
At the end of the day, it is for Israel to decide in its best interest what it wants to do. But I think given the relationship between India and Israel, and given the personal relationship between Mr. Modi and Mr. Netanyahu, I would be very surprised if this would not come up.
The visit also underlines a tougher balancing act for India across the wider Middle East. Already this year, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has hosted UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan in New Delhi, a visit that produced new commitments on energy, investment and connectivity. But analysts say with the region's political landscape quickly changing, India would be keen to protect its investments and interests in West Asia.
What has happened is that balance is becoming difficult to sustain given the challenges that the region is facing. And we know that there are aspects of crisis brewing between US and Iran, and we don't know how that would unfold. So I think that is one aspect where India wants to certainly be there in the region and ensure that the message goes out that it remains an important player in the emerging geopolitics of the Middle East.
Despite opposition parties criticizing the government's increasing closeness with Israel, especially over civilian casualties in Gaza and the wider Palestinian question, New Delhi has been steadily expanding areas of convergence. As Prime Minister Narendra Modi returns to Israel after nearly a decade, the stakes are higher than before. How India navigates solidarity with Israel, keeping Arab partners close and protecting its interests if conflict breaks out could shape not just this visit but its role in West Asia's fast-changing geopolitics. For CNA, I'm Ishan Garg in New Delhi.